So we are now recording. So the first thing we're going to do after we sign in a command is we're going to click on the red KW in the upper left corner. That expands all those widgets to the side. That way you can see what they are a little bit easier. And we're going to go to campaigns. Now with campaigns, you can do several different types. You can do a paid Facebook ad. You can do a Facebook social post to your business page. You can do a direct mail campaign. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can do email campaigns as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit create campaign in the upper right. And we're going to choose the type that we want to do. And we're going to be doing a social ad. Now, the first part, we have to give the social ad a name. What I typically recommend giving it is the name of the address that you're going to be advertising. If you're advertising a listing or if you're advertising an event, put the name of the event. The only person that's ever going to see this is you. So no clients, no potential clients are going to be able to see the name. You could name it Star Wars for all I care, just as long as you remember exactly what the ad is. So I'm going to just put the address in, and I found an address earlier for a house that is currently listed. We're going to create an ad for that. So I'll just go ahead and use the address, kind of a best practice for that. Now we've got several options here. We can advertise a listing. We can advertise multiple, we can attract listings, attract talent if we want to just try to do recruiting, brand awareness if we want to make our brand more well-known. You can create one for your brand, for an event that you're hosting, one to attract buyers, or if it doesn't fit in those categories, you can do other. Now, the way to get the most leads is to do advertise listing. We've tested this all over the country with different configurations, and advertising listings tends to get the most leads. Now, who do you think typically clicks on those listing advertisements? People that are looking to buy or people that are looking to sell?
Both.
Both. Yep, absolutely. What is, I think something like 60% of all buyers also have a home that they need to sell as well. So you can get some hidden listings in there as well. Now we're going to choose advertise listing. Then we scroll down to the bottom and we're going to choose where the campaign is going to run. I always recommend only running it on Facebook. If we run it on Instagram as well, then we don't tend to get as many leads. From all the research we've done and the tests that we've done around the country, Instagram just really isn't worth it. Not a whole lot of people are clicking on home ads from there. So that platform we just kind of ignore. Same thing with Twitter. Have not actually ran a Twitter ad, but I've not heard of very much success with it. So Facebook is the one that we're going to go to because we want to get the most leads. And once we check on that, we're going to hit create campaign. And since we chose advertise listing, it's going to ask us what listing do we want to advertise. So for this, I'm going to just paste in that address, which was 2109 West Mohawk Avenue, and I'm going to hit search. No records found. So I know that this house is listed. It's an active listing. I just looked at it. It's not showing up though, because I'm only showing my listings. So what we always have to do is click on where it says show only my listings. We can change that to all listings. So if you don't have a listing and you're going to be advertising somebody else's, you want to make sure that you check that button. That way you can see all of them. Now, as an important note, before you advertise a listing, if you're doing somebody else's, make sure that you ask them permission. It's not that it's illegal or it's you're not supposed to. It's just good etiquette to ask beforehand. I don't know of any agent that would say, no, I will not let you advertise my listing. Doesn't really make much sense. So always a good idea to ask them first, let them know, maybe even send them a screenshot of what it looks like, make a new friend, all that fun stuff. So I've got the listing here. This is 2109 West Mohawk Avenue, Tampa. Oh my goodness, that is cheap. Peoria, Illinois. Ooh. What a world. All right, so I'm going to hit select right here. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring in the picture from the MLS. We're going to be able to select what pictures we want that are posted on there. And it's going to bring in the first paragraph that shows up in the MLS. So you can see right here, the text, it's already got the information in there for us. So just kind of an overview of what this, go ahead and close that, what this interface looks like here. So on the right-hand side, we have a preview of what our ad is going to look like. On the left-hand side is where we're going to be making our edits and adding in the content for it. We can preview what it's going to look like on a computer or what it's going to look like on mobile. So if somebody's browsing on their iPhone, this is what it's going to look like. So we change that back to web feed. So this is going to be just if they go to the website on their computer, this is what they'll see. The first thing we have to do is we have to add text for the ad. So if I click right on here, I can put in the main copy text, which that is what's going to be displaying right up here. This is where you have the choice to put in the most text for it. Now, we don't want to put too much information into there because we want to give them a reason to click on it. If we put in everything about the property there, they have no reason to click on it to actually view the listing and become a lead. So we want to give them a little bit of a teaser, add in a little bit of detail on there to attract attention to it. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. But first, I do want to do a quick recap just to make sure that everybody knows where we're at. All we have done so far is we logged into command, went to campaigns, chose the type. We chose only Facebook, put in the listing address, and now we're here. Also, during this time, if you do have any questions on anything that we're going over or need clarification on anything I'm saying, feel free to interrupt me. Jump on the microphone, raise your hand, start typing in chat. I can talk for a really long time without taking a breath, so don't wait for me to stop and pause because it probably won't happen. So just start yelling at me and I'll answer any questions you might have and help clarify. So for this main copy text, it's got brand new construction in the Riverbend section. Street will be lined with all new homes in the very near future. You will fall in love with this beautifully modern designed home with great curb appeal. So that's a pretty nice, attractive little sentence there. Do you all typically read all the text on an advertisement when you're scrolling through Facebook?
No.
Yeah, to me, it just looks like a wall of text. I'm not going to read it. Nobody is. So what I always recommend doing is keeping it short, keeping it simple, and oddly enough, adding as many emojis as you can that make sense to it. From all the research and all the testing we've done, we've spent tons of time and money running ads all around the country, trying to find the kind of the sweet spot for an ad. Ones with emojis do significantly better. So if you hate emojis like I do, gotta put that hate away and just do it. So what I will do, let's see. Typically what I recommend is just cutting out some of the sentence here. So we've got brand new construction urban section, street will be lined with all new homes in the very near future. So we can just take that part out. We don't need to, people don't care what it's going to look like. They care about what it looks like right now. So we are going to take that part out. So now it just says brand new construction in the Riverbend section. You will fall in love with this beautifully modern designed home with great curb appeal. Does that sound good, everybody? All right, very good. I should start writing ads. It's my new career. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add a couple of emojis here. Now to add emojis, you can see this little smiley face. We can click on there and it's gonna give us a list of all of the emojis. You can also go to, search on Google for emojis and you can find all the emojis there. You can copy them, paste them right in. So I'm gonna go ahead and search for a home. See, there's trees on here that actually kind of looks like it. So we'll use that one. What other emojis do you think we should put inside of this advertisement?
A heart?
A heart? Yeah, heart. Let's add a heart in. So I'm just going to type hearts. There we go. So we've got a heart. Anything else you think we should put on here?
Palm tree.
Palm tree. There you go. I love palm trees. It's Florida, so absolutely. Let's go ahead and put a palm tree.
Perfect.
All right. Oh, not palm. There we go. So we got a palm tree, a heart, and a house. Anything else you can think of? Let's see if we got the heart eyes. Yeah, we could do that. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and put those the emoji with heart eyes. Got it. All right. So now you'll notice whenever I'm putting these emojis in, they end up at the very end of it. So what I do is I just select the emoji and then I'll just copy it. Click into where I want to paste it and just paste it here. Looks like I cut out my sentence. So I'll put brand new. There we go. And the palm tree, I'm just going to go ahead and put it in there. I like to kind of evenly space them out. And if there's something about like water or waterfront, I'll put a boat next to that word. You just kind of Riverbend section, probably heart eyes. That sounds good. Put that there. And we'll just keep the heart at the end. So I'm just going to delete the ones at the end here because we don't want to go too crazy. Just kind of space them out, make sure it looks good. I'm actually going to put the house on either side of brand new construction. There we go. How does that look? Does that look like it would catch your eye if you're scrolling through? Let's take a look at it on that mobile preview.
Yeah.
There we go. Much better than just a wall of text or a block of text. So is everybody happy with that main copy? Is there anything you all would add to it or change it? Let's see what we got here. Very good. Everybody's happy. All right. So we're going to move down to the next part, which is the headline. Now, the headline is going to be the largest block of text, the largest thing that they're going to see text-wise. So we want to make that something that's going to draw them in. Typically, what I recommend doing is adding a very short sentence about one of the main features of the house. So if it has an excellent kitchen, you can put in, you have to see this amazing kitchen. Or if the views are incredible, you can say, click to see the amazing view, or something like that to draw them into it. The main goal is we want them to click on that Learn More button, because as soon as they click on Learn More, the information that they gave Facebook, their name, their email address, and their phone number is going to be added into Command automatically for you, and they're going to become a contact in there. So it's the easiest way to capture a lead. So let's take a look at this house. Let's all just kind of take a look, and you all let me know what you think is the best. So let me go to this. Oh, that's the emoji. Oh goodness, what was the address? 1 second here, my thing's moving around here. There we go. All right, this was 2109 West Mohawk Avenue. So we're going to go to my branded KW site. Search. Here's that house. Where is that anyway? I didn't really even take a look on where that's at. Okay, very cool. Not a bad spot. Let me search back on here. Oh, looks like it's searching for listings near. You know what? I'm just gonna go back. Zoomed out a little bit too far. Am I really losing that house? Where in the world did I put that? Hang on, let me go back to here. Search for that address. Shows up right here. I can click on that listing. And here's the house. Let's take a look and see what the best part of it is. Nice walkway, updated, spacious. Kitchen looks really good. Don't like the fact there's an electric range, but I'm not buying it, so. This is a pretty good looking house. Bathroom is awesome. Is there anything about this house that jumps out at you that would make you want to click on it?
Just super updated, modern.
Yeah, modern. Yeah, modern, super updated,
Urban
brand
feel.
new.
Ready to move in.
Yeah, ready to move in. So those.
Well,
let's see.
open floor plan, great kitchen.
You know what? The kitchen is pretty awesome, minus that stove, but we won't mention that. What in the world is it? The microwave down below? Okay. Anyway.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
we're not- yeah, I can't say that I've seen that. I don't.
That's kind of weird. Yeah.
But you know what?
It's nice and the kids can.
It's very unique. So we'll go ahead and use the kitchen. So in another house, there may be something else that you would want to use for the main advertisement, some feature that's amazing, like the view, the kitchen, something about that. So we're going to use the kitchen. So say click to see the Amazing. We're running out of space. So as you can see here, we have 25 characters that we're able to use inside of this part. So we got to be pretty short and to the point, and we need to leave room for at least one emoji because we love those so much right now. So let's just say, you gotta see this kitchen. Oh, almost. Out that kitchen.
Must see kitchen.
Ah, very
Chef's
good.
Kitchen.
Chef's kitchen. I mean, technically, any kitchen is a chef's kitchen if you're a chef. So, you know, I'm gonna take it. All right. So let's put an emoji in. We have to grab the emoji from up here. So if we hit the little emoji button, let's see, we got something in the chat. Very good. Yep. Good emoji to use again. Absolutely, Kelly. So we will. I'll copy that little heart eyes guy and paste that right in there. Oh, I'm not doing so well with my typing today. Okay, so it looks like we've only can remove that space. Now a space counts as a character as well, which is unfortunate. So let's see if we got anything about a kitchen here. Not a whole lot. Let's try stove. Oven. Chef hat. Really? There's no chef hat emoji?
Food.
Food, good idea. All right, so what kind of food do we want to put in here?
Fork and knife.
Fork and knife, it's kind of a small one, but that might be our best option here. There we go. Let's use the dinner plate as well. Everybody loves cooking now. Oh, looks like we cannot use the dinner plate. It's coming in as a question mark, which means that it's not oh, never mind, we got it. We are right at that 25 character limit, so it pushes out that. So yeah, it looks like we've only got one emoji for this one. If you're lucky and you pick the right words, you could have two, but in this case, we're just gonna have the one. Everybody agree the heart eyes is probably the best one to use? All right, very good. So Kelly, your choice one, the heart face one. The next part is the description. So this is gonna be showing up right below here. I believe it's going to be showing up right below this must-see chef's kitchen. That is where the text from this description is, and we have 250 characters we can use for it. Who is going to read 250 characters whenever they're scrolling through Facebook? Even if it's somebody I care about deeply, that's just too much for me. I'll get to it eventually. So the good thing is that it actually gives us a couple of things that we can use as suggestions. So you can see it says, try this. You could be coming home to this. Not bad at all. If we hit the shuffle button, we can say, schedule a private tour with me today. Or we can view photos and videos of this home. Which one do you all like the best from here?
View photos and videos.
Yep, that is good. So if we choose that one, all we have to do is click on this use suggestion button, and that'll put it right there. So now you can see right below, view photos and videos of this home. Pretty inviting. It's not, if we would have put something like, click here to schedule a private tour with me today, they might think that if they click on it, they have to schedule a tour with you. So making it as open as possible will help you get the most leads. So what else we can do? We may as well put an emoji in here. Just, we'll keep going with them. Let's see. I don't even know what to put for this. We can do, let's just do a house. Is that a broken down house? Yeah, not that one. There we go. So view photos and videos of this home, little house emoji. Everybody okay with that?
Uh-huh.
All right, very good. So the main ideas here really are keep it short and sweet. Don't give them all the information about the home. Add emojis. That's really it. You can put really anything you'd like to. People will click on it. Yeah. And so we've got that on there. So there's a couple of things about what you can and cannot put inside of this text area. So you can see here, make sure you review the advertising policies for Facebook. It's a very long list of things that you can't say. Most of it is pretty apparent. Like you probably won't have to think too much. Nothing, no adult content, no bad language, nothing that is drug related, obviously, no political speech, all that stuff. The house doesn't have a political leaning because it is a house. So nothing controversial, just short, sweet, to the point. One thing that is not quite apparent though, is that you cannot put anything having to do with alcohol whatsoever. So if you say, enjoy a glass of wine on the patio, Facebook will not accept the ad. If you say steps away from the pub, Facebook will not allow the ad. If you put wine emojis or beer emojis inside of the text there, they'll also deny the ad. So Facebook doesn't like having fun. So just keep the alcohol out of it. I've also seen if there's a picture with a wine glass inside of it, inside of the ad itself, they won't let it happen. So nothing alcohol related. Yeah, that is the main part there. Are there any questions on this text area before we move forward to the next spot? Are there any questions, clarification?
A couple of things. First of all, crazy question. What about like if there's a picture of one of those wine coolers, I forget what they're called, inside the kitchen, would Facebook allow that?
Yeah, that would be okay. I've seen ads with those and they didn't deny them, so that should be fine there.
And then one other question. You said if we submit this to the office, is it just the one time that they'll credit your?
Yeah, just the one
Is that where you were
time.
going? Okay.
And whenever you go to make these ads, I'll put this video on YouTube. That way you all can see it and kind of go through it again. But once you're finished with it, if you just shoot me an email with your command login information and say, hey, I've got my ad saved, you can save it as a draft. I can jump in there and take a look at it, make sure everything's great, and then you can post it there.
Okay.
Quick question.
Mhm.
Would you advise us to use like hashtags as well?
So hashtags, I don't believe they'll be picked up. You could if you think it would catch somebody's eye. Absolutely. I actually have not tested that, but I know that it doesn't index them properly, so they wouldn't be able to search by that hashtag. All of the targeting and stuff is going to be done from the location that you decide to run the ad in. So you can put a radius around it. It's only going to show in that area, and it's only going to target the people that are likely looking to buy a home. So hashtags, you could, but not sure how effective it would be.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Okay, so I was in the last meeting last month. I never did it. That's why I'm here again. But I know you mentioned something about if we did an advertisement, we don't necessarily have to advertise the house. We could do like our own ad about something, like if we're trying to attract like first-time buyers. How would that look? Is that true? And how would that look?
Yeah, so you can definitely try to attract first-time buyers. You can put whatever content you'd like to into the ad. One for first-time home buyers, maybe like a little known fact. So it's, something about the interest rate. Since the interest rates are so low, your money is actually going a lot further. Act quickly because those are going to be going up. Also, the prices of homes in Tampa are going to be going up as well. Maybe include a link to the article, one of the many that have gone out recently about it being the hottest real estate market. I would say something like that, something to catch their eye. And you're right next door, and I've got a meeting with you today, so we can walk through some ideas on there. I've heard of some pretty good ideas I can share with you on that.
Okay, and just a quick question. So for everybody else, we can talk, but if we did a picture, would I just pick whichever picture instead of the house? I would pick something alluring to the first-time home buyers.
Mhm.
That's all.
Yep.
Is that
Yeah,
the
you can
only
you can create your own graphics. You can post whatever you want to in there, videos, all that. And we'll get to
Okay.
that part. We've got the section for media actually coming up next. That was a great segue into
Okay.
this next part.
All right, great. Thanks.
All right. So now that I've got everything on here, I'm going to hit save. We got that nice little green check mark showing that the text is completed. The next step is media. So if I hit configure, we've got one photo showing up currently. Now we have the option to choose between images and video. I typically recommend doing images. If you do post a video for it, you can upload it directly into here. I would make sure that the video you're posting does not show the entire house. Make sure that it's professionally done, that it's high quality, and make sure that it's short, something under 14, 15 seconds. Anything longer, they're not going to look at it. So my personal recommendation is to use photos. And we can add those photos here. So I usually recommend at least 3 pictures. The more pictures you add in here, as they're scrolling through or looking at the ad, it's going to swap over to the next picture and the next one. So I'm going to hit add more on here. First picture from the MLS, we have that one on there. I like that one. So let's pick a couple of good ones. Do you think we should put a picture of the kitchen on the ad itself? So
No.
there you go, Peggy. You would think that you would want to so that they can see the kitchen, but we want to make them click on it first before they can see the kitchen. So we're going to show them everything but the kitchen sink in this one. So let's see, where was that bathroom? This looks kind of nice. Do you think this is a good one to post on there?
Yes.
All right, so we will
Yeah.
select that one time by clicking on it. And I'm clicking on it. There we go. So once you click on it and select it, you can hit preview and crop image. Now you see here where it says square 1:1 is the best for most placements. That way, no matter what device they're looking at it on, it's going to look nice. If we have one that's, a wide angle, it's not going to look that great on mobile. So I always recommend doing square 1:1. And from here, it has to be in a square, so we're not able to increase that one. We can make it a little bit smaller, or we can make it go the full length. So we're going to choose what's going to be cropped. It's going to put that on there. Does that seem okay? I just want to get that wall with that cool marble look.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. All right. So we've got that. I'm going to do save image. And now that is our second image here. And you can see here on the right, the preview, it now has that picture as well. So I'm going to hit add more. I'm going to do 3 pictures. I don't like to put too many on there, just so they have a reason to click on it to look a little bit more. So I'm going to scroll through here. And what other picture do you think we should add onto there?
The living room.
Living room. All right. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. So this is the living room, dining room, open. It's a pretty open floor plan here. Which one do y'all think we should do?
The one on the far right-hand corner.
This one here?
Uh-huh.
All right. Everybody else agree? Any dissenting opinions?
Well, I like the one that shows the door out to the yard.
This one here? Let's see. I'm not sure which one. Let's
Oh,
go ahead and
it's
do
the second one in on the same row.
this one here.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we'll choose that one. Go ahead and click on that, and we're going to do preview and crop image. Now it has to be that square placement again. So I'm going to leave the TV out of it. It just kind of looks weird seeing the side of it. I feel like this is probably good. We've got a lamp, we've got a fan, open. Looks pretty nice. So I'm going to hit save image. And there we go. So now we have our 3 pictures. Now, if we decide we want the living room to come before the bathroom picture, we can just drag it directly from here. Move it right there. Now the bathroom is the last one. So we've got our images. That's really all we've got to do. And if you wanted to upload your images, you can click on add more, and you can see you've got the button to add images. We can upload one directly from our computer if we're doing a different type of advertisement. And I'll close out of there. So we've got our images. Now you should already have this set up inside of your command. It'll have your DBA logo, which is required for the advertising. You have the option to choose which side it shows up on. You can see right now it's set to the right side, so it's over here. You can choose to do left side if you'd like to. All it does is move it from the right to the left, which I kind of like it on the right. Looks a little bit better, but you can really choose either one. The next part is we do have to include the ownership statement, which is each office is independently owned and operated. It just puts that little blurb right below there. And that's it. Are there any questions on that media part? All right, very good. Yeah, pretty straightforward on that. I'll go ahead and hit save. Got that nice check mark next to media, and that's it. So the next part is very important as well. This is the Facebook setting. So if I hit configure here, this is where we're going to select the page. So once you connect your Facebook account to it, it will recognize your business profile. And that's what it's going to be using. So you can only do a Facebook ad if you have a Facebook business page. That's the requirement for it. So I'm going to click on page right here. Have my name on there. That's my business page. I don't have anything else on it. So once you select that, on the right-hand side, you'll see it'll have your business name here and your picture for your Facebook business page. I don't have a picture because I don't have an actual business page. It's just kind of a fake one for testing. So it's got the A, but it's going to have your headshot or whatever you chose as your profile picture for your Facebook business page. That's what's going to be showing up right here. And if
Okay,
you don't
mine
have,
isn't. Oh, I'm sorry.
oh, go ahead.
So for the account, I see my name, but it's my personal. How do I add the business one?
So this one's going to be your personal. The account is always going to be your personal one. Your business page is actually linked to your personal one. So
Right.
once you hit this page here, you should have an option to select your business page.
Okay, mine is different. It doesn't have the box for some reason.
So I'll take a look with you on that.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
there can be some things we may just have to reconnect it on there.
Okay.
So you can choose the page there. The next part is probably the most important part of this ad. You can make the very best ad in the world. And unless you choose Facebook lead generation form, you're probably not going to get any leads. If we choose site or landing page, we're probably not going to get any leads to come in. So we always want to choose Facebook lead generation form. And this is the most important thing. So if you've been in my trainings before, you know what's about to happen. Oh, it's not loud enough. Time out. There we go. So the most important part is to use Facebook lead generation form. If you use the site or landing page, there will not be any leads that come to you. I promise you, it is not fun to waste $30. I've done it before on accident, kicked myself for it. So always make sure that Facebook lead generation form is turned on. The reason being is if we have Facebook lead generation form selected, as soon as they click on this learn more button, it's going to pop up with a little window inside of Facebook saying, is it okay for this person to contact you about this advertisement? It's already going to have their first name, their last name, their email address, and their phone number populated in there. So they don't have to type anything in. It fills in with information that they gave to Facebook initially. So typically, if you click on an ad and you have to type something in, are you going to type that stuff in? No, I definitely won't. I'm too lazy for that. Most people are too lazy for that, and it's not fun. So using Facebook lead generation form, it's already in their forum. They just click on OK, and they're taken to the website for your listing. If you choose site or landing page, what they're going to do once they click on learn more, they're going to come right to the listing page. They can look at the listing, click around, do whatever they'd like to. And unless they click this ask your agent button and type in their information themselves, or they go all the way down to the very bottom and type their information in here, you're not going to get them as a lead. That's why we want to make sure that we use that Facebook lead generation form. That way, as soon as they click on learn more, before they can visit the page, they just have to hit OK and they're good. So once they hit OK, they become a lead in command. So it'll add that contact to your database and you can follow up with them directly from there. So what's the most important part here?
Facebook lead generation.
Very good. All right. If you send me an email saying you didn't get any leads and it's not checked, I'm gonna start crying. So let's not do that. So the next part is the button label. We have a couple of options here. Right now we have it set to learn more, and that's referring to this button right here. We have the option to change it to sign up, or we have the option to change it to apply now. Which one do you think is going to get us the most leads?
Learn more.
Absolutely. Learn more. It doesn't sound like you're committing to anything. If we did sign up, they'll think they're going to go on a mailing list. Probably not going to click on it. Apply now sounds like they're going to apply for a mortgage. Probably not going to do that. So learn more is the way to get the most leads. So we always want to choose learn more on that one. Now, if you were doing something like a giveaway, or if you were advertising an event, you could do sign up. That would probably bring people in there.
For an open house.
Exactly. Yep. Open house would be sign up for sure. The next part is equally as important because the website URL here is where it's going to take them. So after they say, yes, you can contact me about this house, we want to take them directly to the page for the listing. So what we want to do is we want to use our branded KW site, which I'm going to go back to here. So if you go to your KW site, which mine is andrewhicks.kw.com, yours is probably a combination of the same thing, typically a first name, last name.kw.com, or unless you created a custom one, you can change it to that. What we're going to do is we're going to go to our branded KW site, and we're just going to search for the address. Oh, 4109. There he is. I figured it out. So what we want to do is we want to search for that specific listing. Then we want to click on the listing to open it. And this is the page that we want to send them to. So we're just going to copy it from the address bar. So you can see I clicked into here, into the address bar, and I'm just going to do copy. And I'm going to put that into this website URL area. So I'm just going to do paste. So now once they click on learn more, that's where they're going to go to. It validates the link before you can actually post the ad. You can see this one, it has that little red X. That means it's not an active link. So what I want to do is I want to go to the very beginning of the website URL area. And it looks like it put in an extra HTTP. Just going to delete that part. And now we have a nice green check mark. There we go. So for that, once you put in the URL for it, you want to check the very beginning because it'll add in that extra HTTPS, put in a formal complaint to get that changed. So hopefully that will be done soon. But if that shows up as an invalid link, all you got to do is remove that extra HTTPS on there. The next part is the audience. This part is important as well. So this is where it's going to be advertising to. So right now it's set to 20 miles, a 20-mile radius of Tampa, Florida. It's always going to choose a 20-mile radius from the location that the listing is in. So what we can do is we can use custom settings, and we can change the place that it's advertising at. We could advertise this home up in Chicago, anywhere in the US. So we can advertise it really anywhere. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit use custom settings. And I'm going to go over these options here with you one by one. So we have the option to target your database, which is incredibly helpful if you're looking to farm a specific area. What you can do is you can choose target my database, and it will only show up on people's phones when they're looking through Facebook, or on their computer when they're looking through Facebook, if they are inside of your database already. And you can choose by specific tags. So one thing that you can do is you can create a tag for a neighborhood that you're farming. And if you have all of those people in that specific neighborhood added into your command as a contact, and you have their email address and or phone number, what it will do is it will look through those email addresses and phone numbers, and Facebook will find the Facebook account connected to those, and it will show them that advertisement.
Oh,
Now,
nice.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, the only thing with that is that in order for it to be effective, there needs to be at least 500 people in that audience. Because you got to think about it. The email address you may have for somebody, it may be one that they don't really use often. It may not be the one that they signed up for Facebook with. Same thing with the phone number. So it's got to be the one that they used for Facebook. Otherwise, they won't see it. There's not too many situations where you would want to target just your database. So for the most part, I would say don't use that one. If you do want to try some kind of farming, reach out to me directly and we can take a look at the data that you've got, the data that you might need, and we can kind of figure out how effective it might be. But that is one thing that you can do there. The next one is target a custom audience. So we can choose to advertise in a different area altogether. We can choose to advertise in, let's say, Chicago. If we wanted to advertise to people up north, we could advertise within 25 miles of Chicago, the city center of Chicago. One thing that we want to always look at, especially if you're doing an advertisement for a property that's over in Pinellas, since it's a peninsula, you want to choose the location that you're advertising in, the city or the neighborhood that you're starting that radius from. You want to choose that very carefully, because if you're on the coast of it, half of your ad is going to be
Water.
exactly. You're going to be advertising to fish. Fish don't have good credit from what I understand. So probably not going to be able to buy a house. Also, the whole air thing kind of ruins it for them. So what I recommend doing is moving it inland a little bit further. That way you get more people to advertise to. So Tampa is not bad. However, with Tampa, the city center is kind of on a smaller peninsula, sort of. Why is this? The auto thing's coming up there. There we go. So what we can do, I typically like to look at a map. So I'm going to go back to our listing, back to my KW site. Current location. You can pull up a map really anywhere to try to find a good city. Okay, to find a good city to advertise in, or a good neighborhood even to start it. So if I zoom out, if I do Tampa, it's going to, let me just take these off. That way we get an actual map. There we go. So if we did it for Tampa, it's going to show up right here where the word Tampa is. So 20 miles within there is going to cover quite a bit of area. What we may want to do is we may want to advertise somewhere like West Chase, because we get a lot of Pinellas. We also get a lot of Tampa, kind of a central area here. You could do Citrus Park. You would get even more land area here. People that live up there probably don't want to move to the city, though. They're probably up there for a reason, so we may not want to do that. Where do you think we should start this advertisement at, so that within a 20-mile radius of it, we can get the most people that would likely be interested in this house?
Up to 75.
Up to 75 up here?
Yeah, start north a little bit.
Yeah, that's not a bad area. One of my favorite things to do is choosing somewhere like Carrollwood, or even West Chase or Town and Country. I know we get a lot of old Tampa Bay in there, but we get a lot of these people, and there are a lot of apartments over here. There's a lot of apartments over in this area. So if people are looking to buy, a lot of them are renting and a lot of them are in apartments. So up in this area, it's basically apartment city everywhere. So over here may not be a bad idea. Egypt, Lake Lido, that might be a good spot to do. So let's do that one. So I'm gonna go to my campaign and let's see if we can find Egypt. There we go, Egypt, Lake Lido, Florida. Perfect. So we're going to change that down to 20 miles. So it's going to advertise anybody within 20 miles of Egypt, Lake Lido, Florida. If they're on their phone scrolling through Facebook, they have the opportunity to see that ad on there. So that is that. You can also do expert targeting. We're not going to go into that part. Don't really recommend ever doing that unless you're doing a recruiting ad to try to bring people into the brokerage. Just not a good idea. It's going to limit your audience significantly. And if you're trying to get leads, that's not something we want. So we've got the targeting here. And just to do a quick recap of the targeting, we choose our Facebook business page and we make sure that the destination is selected as what?
Lead generation.
Recommended.
Yes. Lead generation form. That is right. Button label, learn more. We put in the URL, so where they're going to go to once they say yes, they can become a lead. And then we did our targeting. And I always recommend doing that custom targeting because most houses are going to be advertising towards fish. So know the audience, know the area, and advertise where you get the most people potentially to see it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. But before I do that, are there any questions on this this part here? Let's get something in the chat. All right. Do I have a class on how to set up a business page? I do not. I can shoot you a link though. Let me write that down. It is super, super easy. So I will shoot you an email on how to set that up. Facebook walks you through it directly. Super, super easy. I will send that out to you. You can get that knocked out in even just a minute. All right, so I'm going to hit save here. The next part is lead settings. And if you haven't ran an ad in a while, this is a new thing that we have that is super, super awesome. Yep, let me go ahead and take down that email address. Why is my handwriting so bad? Right. I will shoot that over to you in an email. Now, this part, this lead settings area, this is new. What we can do is as soon as one of the leads, one of the people click on learn more and they say, yes, I can become a contact, they go into command, you can have them be tagged by something if you like. So you could have them automatically tag them as buyer or Facebook ad lead. You can even create a tag here. What I recommend doing is putting in the address. So that was 2109 West Mohawk Avenue. So I can create that tag. You can choose the color. You can choose whatever color you'd like to. And add. So now as soon as a lead comes in, they're going to be tagged with that specific address. That way I can quickly see all the people that clicked on that ad. You can also have them assigned to a smart plan automatically as well. So if you create a smart plan beforehand to text that client and say, hey, thank you for looking at my at the listing. If you have any questions, reach out to me, or you can say something like, was there something specific about that house that caught your eye? I've got several other properties that you may want to take a look into. And you can build out that smart plan, that drip campaign, so that you're consistently sending them email, sending them content, adding them to other smart plans, just a way to try to help nurture that lead along. So you can have it immediately text them, immediately send them an email, whatever it is you'd like to, from setting up a smart plan or a drip campaign as soon as they come in. For this one, I am not going to add one on there though. So I'm just going to have them tag and I can save that there. Now, are there any questions on that part, the lead settings? All right, very good. And if you need help with creating one of those smart plans, let me know. I can give you some recommendations on what to do to kind of help nurture that lead automatically for you. So I will save. Now we're on to duration and budget. We're in the home stretch here. So what we found is that exactly right here. So a 10-day campaign with a budget of $1 per channel per day. What we recommend now is $30 for 10 days. That is the best way to get leads. It's kind of the sweet spot. If you do any more than that, the value just kind of drops off. The cost per lead typically gets a little bit higher. Same thing with adding more days on there. It typically gets a little bit higher. So the sweet spot really is after tons and tons and tons of testing, 10 days with a $30 total budget. And that coincidentally is also what we will reimburse you for. So it's kind of an incentive to use the right one there. Now, whenever you start the ad, you can choose the date that it starts. You'll want to choose a date where you can have 2 Saturdays and 2 Sundays within that 10-day period. So I typically recommend starting it on a Friday. Now, whenever you create an ad and you send it out, it has to be approved by Facebook. It takes them up to 24 hours. So you can see I can't start one today. The first option is for tomorrow, which works out perfectly. So if I start on the 14th, 10 days from then is going to be the 24th. And you can see we've got 2 Saturdays, 2 Sundays involved. So that is perfect. Always recommend doing it on Friday. Just tend to get more leads that way. The next part, you can choose the total campaign budget. You can decrease it, you can increase it. And what this is saying is it's going to use $3 to push that ad out to people in that area every day. And I'll show you how it breaks down on how much it costs for somebody to view it, how much it costs for each click, all of that. Are there any questions on that duration and budget piece here?
What's the per channel?
Per channel. So if I would have selected in the beginning, if I would have selected to run this on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter,
Okay,
it'd be split up between those three channels. But I recommend against
Okay.
it. Yep. All right. So I will hit save there, and we've got green check marks all the way through. We can see exactly what our ad's going to look like. Looks good. Brand new construction Riverbend section. You will fall in love with this beautifully modern design home with great curb appeal. And we got the emojis. Left the dinner plate because why not? So at this point, if this is your first ad that you're running, the next thing you want to do is hit save draft. Shoot me an email with your command login. I will have a look at it pretty quickly, even if I'm in a meeting or doing something else. Typically, I have a couple of seconds to jump over and take a look. So shoot me an email with those login credentials. I'll take a look at it. I can make suggestions or say you didn't click Facebook lead generation form and cry. Or I can just say, looks awesome, run it, and you can get your ad or your leads. So once that's done, you can hit publish campaign. And it will have you add your card in there to your payment. On your card statement, it's going to show up as KWRI taking the money from it. So just be aware of that. If you run a Facebook ad and you get a charge from KWRI, it's the same thing. You just add your card in here. And I like you all and I trust you all, but I am not going under my card information on there. So wouldn't be able to get too far anyway, but I do need to eat lunch today. But then you hit create campaign. Facebook will review the ad within 24 hours and it will start on the day that you chose. So are there any questions on that ad creation part here? All right. And I know we're about to go a little bit over and I actually have a 1 o'clock. So I'm going to push through this part super quick. I'm going to show you what it looks like once you run an ad. So we sign out here. I created an ad a while back for a lead contest. Sign in here and just show you super quick what it looks like whenever you're looking at the dashboard for the ad. Of course, when I need to go quickly, it just doesn't. There we go. All right, Madison, that is me. I look a little bit different in this picture, but So I'm going to go to my campaigns area. This is where I can see the status of the ad and how many leads I'm getting. So if I hit campaigns, I go to paid ads here along the top. I can see that I ran an ad back 8/21 to 8/25, so just 4 days. I put a $20 was my total ad spend. Now I got 1,104 people saw the ad. 123 people clicked on the ad. 22 of those people said, yes, you can contact me about this property. Once that goes in there, they show up inside of command with whatever tag you have on it. If you click on the actual number of leads here, it will give you all of those leads. So these are all the people that came in from that ad. And they're going to be showing up inside of your contacts as well. But yeah, you can see it's actual email addresses, actual names, actual phone numbers. Sometimes you might get one that's a funny name because they can change the name that shows up in there whenever they click on learn more. they can do it. See, Nicole, no thanks. I don't think that she, I don't think that's her last name. Kind of a cool last name though. It's like, what's your last name? No thanks. Change my name. Anyway, so that is how you can look at those leads, and you can take a look at your metrics for the ad. So again, important thing, Facebook lead generation form. Before you run your ad, save as draft, shoot me an email. I'll take a look at it and give you some pointers or say, awesome. Also, one more thing, this one came in at 91 cents per lead. You really can't beat that. And if you've ever looked into buying leads of a company that says, hey, we'll give you, 5 guaranteed appointments a month for, I typically see around $3,500 for $4,000 a month. I've talked with a lot of those companies and sat in as an agent trying to buy leads. All they do is run Facebook ads that are not very good, not very targeted locally, and they just have a bunch of virtual assistants call them and try to nurture them. So you can save yourself a ton of money by just doing it yourself. And it's quick, easy, and a lot cheaper. So that is my spiel. If you need help with it, definitely feel free to reach out to me. But yeah, I will catch you all later and have an awesome day and Happy New Year. I haven't seen all of you since last year, which is awesome. Can only use that joke for so long. All right, bye everybody.